Hi, this is a straight monk. Saying hello to everybody. There was a question in the Catholic talking circles about the Eucharist and how they're focusing on how it should be taken by the tongue. And I just want to make a short and brief comment on that. I believe in both methods of receiving communion in the hand and by the mouth. I prefer by the hand, and that's my preference, and I believe that's okay in the church. In the church in the Vatican, they for many years have practiced by tongue only, but they've accepted uh, receiving the Eucharist by the hand. And I'm a traditional Catholic. I'm a cradle Catholic, daily communicant, and I believe that we should hold on to the practice of receiving communion by hand. Um, the prime reason many want to not receive it by hand is because they're afraid of particles dropping, and that seems to be a big problem. Um, I suggest that if the Lord worried so much about small, tiny, minute particles being lost and trampled on, as many have stated, He would have provided us with a more solid object to pass on His body, such as an apple, for example, or a piece of meat in which it can be cut up and no particles lost. I believe because his host, his bread is, his body is now shared upon the followers, the believers, using primarily the materia bread. There is no way you're not going to be able to share the host, these particles, this bread, without some particles being lost. I think we're called in communion to partake of the taking of this host, the body of our Lord, in the species of a bread. And we're asked to, I believe, take it in that sense, and also being extremely careful as to not to drop any particles of the bread. But I believe the Lord knows we are as we are careful, but sometimes accidents do happen, and I believe that if any particles were to drop and we cannot see it, there's nothing we can really do about it. If we do see it, yes, we're absolutely called to take care of it. But anyways, I believe that we should continue taking it on the hand, and I think we should be those who distribute the host need to always be very, very careful in distributing it. Um, and I think if we're all taught well how to distribute the holy body of the Lord, I think we'll all be okay. But anyways, this thing about solely by receiving communion by tongue only, I just don't see it being the best way of receiving it because for many reasons I might get into deeper reasons. But for right now, I think both methods of receiving communion are authorized by the Vatican, and my preference is by hand. Um, and those pushing, those extreme traditionalists pushing by mouth may mean well, but I still prefer, after listening to their reasons, I still prefer by hand, receiving it by hand, taking communion in the hand, which will be consumed at that moment as well. So, anyways, this is the monk commenting on the push um, to and the preference of you taking the Eucharist by the mouth, I believe. Like I said, the hands will work fine, taking it by hand. So, anyways, this is the Street Monk bringing up this subject. And you have any comments, please leave them below, and I'll get to you as soon as I can. Street Monk saying adios and have a good day.